Peace and prosperity to all living beings within range of my divine voice. It is I, the host of the Grounded Daily Show, Patah. We are all extra late tonight because we are dedicated. And so, even though we missed our normal time slots, we recognize that someone is going to need this loving message. Speak easy, peace, and prosperity to you. Thank you so much for coming in. Somebody's going to need this loving message tonight. And so, heaven forbid us to not give the downloads of Mother Nature, of grounding to the world. So, to everyone joining tonight, thank you. I hope this message finds you well. And for the millions of people who will see this message in the future, we love you. We appreciate you. We love you and thank you for doing the healing work. Akil Salmon, peace and prosperity to you. Thank you so much for coming in. I would normally share out the live with some of my loved ones and associates, but I know it's late. I know people are sleeping. This is much later than what I'm normally on. Shara, peace and prosperity to you. Thank you so much for coming in. We're doing a late night session because we missed our earlier time due to some thunderstorms. But we're here now to offer a love and positive message. And what this is, says some comments. I don't understand why they keep doing this with my comments. It's like if they do not want people saying positive, loving things to me. Hey, Cat Reinhardt, peace and prosperity to you. I gotta figure out how to fix my comments because someone was telling me they love me on the chat the other day and they thought that that should be censored, which is ridiculous. Hey, pretty dark brown, peace and prosperity to you. But TikTok is acting funny considering that they're approaching another shutdown time. So we got to keep doing our thing. Which, by the way, if for a shameless plug for a moment, please follow me on my YouTube. My link is in my bio. Please follow me on my YouTube because not only do you have an option to win a beautiful Thunder Bay Amethyst crystal right now per a contest. Hey, 9E for billions. But also, in case we do lose TikTok again on the 5th, good to see you, brother. I will be going live on YouTube just in case um, this option that we're using now with TikTok is not available. Because the mission cannot be stopped or halted on behalf of one app alone. Can't have all my eggs in one basket. So, the download that I received earlier today, that I'm going to share with everyone now, is again about perspective. We talk about perspective a lot here because our perspectives are so important. The way we see things, the way we see life, the way we receive energy is detrimental to us all. And when we are elevating, as we are all choosing to do, by healing and allowing our lives to rise up to a new level, to a new era of life, our perspectives change. Our perspectives become more advanced. Hey, so all over the place, peace and prosperity to you. Hey, Valerie, peace and prosperity to you. Thank you all so much for coming in. Our perspectives start to change as we gain new knowledge, new wisdom that raises us up. Peace and prosperity, Deborah. Thank you so much for coming in. Thank you so much, so all over the place. We love you. It's always good to see you. Our perspectives start to change as we become more advanced, as we become more elevated. So, put this in perspective on how we have to adjust to this sometimes. Imagine that you set a goal, and in the process of setting that major long term goal, you, of course, have some short term goals, goals leading up to that major goal. As you are accomplishing your mission, hey, Michael, peace and prosperity to you. Thank you so much for coming in. As you are accomplishing those goals, you are elevating yourself. You are raising yourself up to have a new perspective. You think about elevation, being able to look over the problems and obstacles you had before, which means that at the time that you may have set that major goal, you may have had a lower perspective. Then, as you are accomplishing these miniature goals to reach the higher goal, you've raised your perspective. So now, from this higher perspective, when you look at that ultimate goal, you may see things differently. You may have a whole new understanding of life and your accomplishments that may even want to take you in a different direction. This is okay. I want to encourage people to have the flexibility when it comes to their goals, when it comes to their accomplishments, to be able to make changes and make adjustments. Because a major part of life is course correction. A major part of life is course correction. Very, very, very rarely in life do we have a straight path and we stick to it and it stays that way. It's not realistic. There's going to be curves. There's going to be, excuse me, there's going to be curves. There's going to be bends. There's going to be obstacles that we may have never seen before. Angelica, peace and prosperity to you. Thank you so much for coming out. It's so good to see you. Thank you. And I want people to not be so locked in on whatever that goal was from that original perspective that they don't see the opportunity to make changes and adjustments. I don't want you to confuse making the changes or adjustments to your goals based on your new perception as giving up on your goal. Most of the time, when we have come up to this next level, we're just going to see things in a whole nother way. Whatever that goal was, whatever that accomplishment was, you may still want something similar, but now you want something better, bigger, broader. Your imagination has expanded. This is something beautiful that you are allowed to let happen to yourself. Allow yourself to be able to make changes and adjustments based on new knowledge, based on new information. My brother DJ Hawaii, peace and prosperity to you. Thank you so much for coming in. So good to see you. Thank you so much for the heart me. Thank you so much, everyone getting their daily heart me's. Thank you so much for everyone tapping the screen, sharing the live. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. We make these goals and accomplishments. We can't allow ourselves to be so stuck in place that we can't make shifts and adjustments. Life is changing all the time. There's always changes and adjustments to our life. Thank you so much, my dear. I appreciate y'all so much. There's always changes and adjustments. If we're so focused on what would have, should have, could have, you'll miss out on the now. You'll miss out on the opportunity because God will align you to something higher of your purpose than what you can imagine. God will align you to abundance that you can never even have dreamed of. Thank you, Shara. I appreciate you. Peace and prosperity. Thank you so much for the gift. And imagine you having a discussion with Source, God, whoever you look to from the inside out for knowledge, for wisdom. Imagine you speaking to your higher self and you say, nah, I don't like that idea because that's not what I originally agreed to. No, I want my money to come from this, not from that. No, I want my associations and friendships and things to be something I'm familiar with. No, no, you don't. No, you don't. Because where you are now, as you set these goals, if you are accomplishing goals to lift yourself up, then even this person that started the whole journey shouldn't be familiar to you anymore. That person you was when you started the journey shouldn't be familiar to you anymore. Yes, there are things about you should be able to recognize. Yes, you are still yourself, but you should not have the same perspective, the same eyesight as the person who started the journey and the person who's halfway through. That means you didn't learn anything the entire time. Thank y'all so much for the gifts. I love y'all. I appreciate you. That means you ain't learned nothing this entire time on this journey. That makes no sense. Kissing me, peace and prosperity to you. Thank you so much for coming in. I'm about to sit down on this tree stump. It's calling to me. This tree stump right here. It's dark, so y'all can't really see, huh? Yeah, it's a whole tree stump where they cut down the tree. You can kind of see it there. We about to take a seat. We about to take a seat real quick. Yeah. Yeah, that's good right there. The tree. But imagine you gone through all these steps, all these motions to get to this accomplishment, but you ain't learned nothing along the way. It's the journey itself that gives us the most knowledge and experience. It's the journey itself that gives us the most wisdom, so that when we get to the finish line, we can recognize it's not the finish line, it's an accomplishment, and it's a level up to go to another journey on another trail that you would have never known was there. You would have never imagined even existed until you elevated yourself enough to have a new perspective. That's the whole point of it. And realistically, not every word in the English language matches up to its frequency. You'll hear me say that all the time. It's a lot of words, a lot of things that people say that don't have any real frequency behind it. Elevation is accurate to its frequency, raising yourself up, raising up your frequency, raising up your vibration, lifts you up. And just like the hawk being able to see miles away from the sky, you're not able to have a direct eye view at your path. This is a great message to end my day. It's been a very fulfilling day as always, but this is perfect. I love hearing that, Angelica. I love hearing that. I didn't send out any invites tonight because I thought everybody was going to be asleep. I had to get out here late because there was a crazy thunderstorm that came through, so I couldn't drive my truck in it and get to any of my spots that I like to go live in. So I was wondering, like, is anybody going to be here? But, you know, I love to see y'all here. For everyone new coming in, we have been grounded every day. Tomorrow is actually our 90th anniversary of Grounding Daily. Tomorrow will be officially day 90. I was going to do a little celebration thing for it today. I thought it would be Sunday appropriate. But instead, we'll probably do it tomorrow and celebrate day 90. Did you? That's so good to hear. Thank you all so much for the gifts and the shares. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all so much. Shari, you knocked out my goal by yourself. I love you. I appreciate you so much for that. But again, I want people to understand that because we can't be so stuck in our moments that we can't allow our imagination to flourish. You have to understand and recognize there are levels to this. There are levels to all of this. You cannot expect the tools, the mindset that you had at level 0 to be the tools and the mindset you need at level 5. At level 10, you're going to need a whole nother set of tools and mindsets that you would have never even dreamed even existed when you was at level 0. And this is for anybody, anywhere along their journey. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I I feel like this is an important message for anyone, no matter how advanced they are on their journey. You'll have a lot of people in competition nowadays, especially if they're promoting their social media to say, "Well, I know more about this than that person. I know more about this than that person," and that's good because there's nothing wrong with a little competition. But where we start to fall short is when we close our minds and our ears to other people's information if it may conflict with our own. But how do you learn if you are not challenging the things that's been taught already? Very recently, and this wasn't a surprise to me because one of my teachers is the great Billy Carson. Some people like him, some people don't. But I refer to him simply because he always puts his information in a way where you can go and research and then verify it for yourself. But recent information was just revealed within a matter of days about the whole underground system underneath the pyramids in Egypt, in Cairo. Hey, Belinda, peace and prosperity to you. And so, what that did for information for the whole world is it's going to start to immediately challenge a lot of the information we had before. You can go back about 20 to 30 years. No, actually, I'll say a little longer than that. You can go back about 50 years, and there was a point in time where we thought the planet as a self, Gaia, The diaspora was considered to only be 6,000 years old. Then you know what happened? People found new information. They found more information. So they had to challenge that. There was a point in time where they thought the Great Pyramid was only 4,500 years old. Some people want to hold on to that narrative versus expanding their mind. It keeps them in a comfort zone. That's ego. That's ego that tells you be afraid of what you don't know, but stay where you are because we know and understand this. Regardless of what may happen, regardless of the conclusion, we at least know what we're dealing with. Certain minds already knew this about the pyramids, but the others didn't listen. I know. I know. I wasn't even gonna touch base on that part, brother. I wasn't even gonna touch bases on that part because for me it wasn't a surprise. I already knew, again from my teacher, what was going on down there. But millions of people had challenged him, along with many others, back in the late '90s and the 2000s when he was developing these theories to explain this and showing substantial evidence to explain this. Now, the scientific evidence verifies it, and what you are seeing is a whole world of scientists where you got one side that's willing to change, willing to adapt, willing to make adjustments, and then you got another side who refuses to do so because what that change may mean to them, to their livelihood, to the things that they've built their their societies on. I gotta be careful with my words. You know what I'm talking about? We have to follow the suit of the adventurer. We have to follow the suit of the curious. Just like the child. We look at our children, for those who have kids, they have this inquisitive nature. They want to explore and see everything because it's a great way of learning. And they go into it with an open mind. They go into it with an open mind, not knowing what to expect. And if they get something they didn't expect, they allow themselves to be surprised. When we are gaining knowledge in ourselves, which of course I talk about all the time, always continue researching yourself. Learn more about yourself every day if you can. But as we are researching even ourselves, as we are researching knowledge that applies to whatever our God given duty is, be willing to expand your mind to the imagination beyond what you can see and what you are going to learn and gain from the experience. Because we may sign up to gain this experience because in our mind, that's what we want. We get what we want, and it's really just a pedestal to take us to more. But if we're so stuck on the accomplishment that we can't exceed that expansion, then now we short service ourselves, we short service the world because of lack of creativity, because of lack of imagination. Don't let that be you. Allow yourself to expand. Allow yourself to make adjustments as you gain new knowledge. Allow yourself to grow. Ned Cameron, peace and prosperity to you. Thank you so much for coming in. EJ Boss, good to see you, brother. Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate again everyone tapping the screen, getting their daily heart me's. I really appreciate y'all. Oh yeah, baby. I can still stand up without my hands. But I love y'all, and I talk about this because a lot of us again are doing the work. A lot of us are working hard on ourselves, and we're learning new things that we never knew. We're remembering things we have forgotten, and sometimes it can just feel like it's a hindrance to where we think we're going. Don't let it be that. Make adjustments. Shift yourself if you need to. Go with that flow. It's, thank you, Nani, for being. I'm gonna say this out loud too. Congratulations to everybody who is doing the work. Congratulations to everybody who's doing the work. Hey, Soul Speak, good to see you, brother. Preaching prosperity to you. Thank you so much for coming in. EJ, thank you so much for the gifts. Thank you so much, everyone, for the gifts and tapping the screen. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. My spiritual doula, peace and prosperity to you. So good to see you. That's right. In that flow state, it's not that things are not going to go wrong in the flow state. It's just you learn alchemy to be able to use it for your benefit. The negative that's thrown at you, you can use that for your benefit. The positive that's thrown at you, you can use that for your benefit. You allow yourself to be a mediumship of life where you stand in between the 3D world, hey Empress, peace and prosperity to you, and the spiritual world, and you work with the both of them to navigate through. You have to work with both. You have to be able to expand yourself. Lily, peace and prosperity, Lily. Thank you, peace and prosperity to you too, Empress. I love y'all. I appreciate having y'all here. And I think that again, to reiterate on the message I'm giving, because this applies to everybody, no matter how highly advanced you are or are not. There are plenty of people who come to my page who've been researching this lifestyle longer than I have. And you got some people who come to my page and they're completely new to it. They're completely new to the information. This applies to all of us because we're all setting goals. We're all looking to grow. That's the one thing we all have in common. We are all looking to be better in life for whatever reason. Allow yourself, as you make these accomplishments, to make changes and adjustments on each level. On each level. Allow yourself to make changes and adjustments that is appropriate to what you are facing. Because again, the obstacles you faced at level 0, hey Ronica, peace and prosperity to you. The obstacles you faced at level 0 are not going to be the same obstacles at level 5, at level 10, at level 15, and at level 20. You're going to see things you would have never imagined before ever. You're going to battle things that make what you dealt with at level 5 look obsolete. All these problems you thought was going to kill you at level 10, they ain't nothing compared to what you're going to deal with at level 20. You are resilient. You are tough enough to get through it. That's not the issue. What you want to do is make it easier on yourself when you reach these accomplishments by allowing yourself the flexibility to make adjustments. By allowing yourself that flexibility to move with the flow of whatever you're dealing with. You get to use the current and not to let the current use you. We talk about currency all the time, every day. We all want to bring in more currency, whether it's materialistic, spiritual, mental, physical, emotional. We all want to be in a currency of abundance, raising ourselves up. But people get in that water and they want to fight the current because it's not what they thought it was. It'll never be what you thought it was. It will never be what you thought it was. When you accomplish that big goal, that dream that you've had your entire life, good or bad, it will never be what you thought it was, because who you was to have that thought versus who you are to accomplish that goal are two different people. Thank you so much for the follow, Tiana. I love you. I appreciate you. They are two different people. Because the person who got to that accomplishment and finished that goal, they had to make changes and adjustments on the way to get to that goal that the younger you had no idea was even there. And they could have never known because they hadn't started the journey yet. So give yourself grace. Give yourself the benefit of the doubt. We don't have to be so hard on ourselves. Allow yourself to make those changes and adjustments. Allow yourself to move with the flow. And gain from all of it. Gain from the negative, gain from the positive. Thank you so much for the follow. I love you. I appreciate you. That's really the main message I wanted to deliver tonight. For those who are still interested in getting the amethyst, you definitely can still enter for the amethyst. We will be making the announcement of who will win the amethyst on Friday, April 4th at 7 p.m. So if you're looking to win the amethyst, all of the details on how to win the amethyst is available in the post that I put up today. That post will still be up. You just want to watch that post all the way through, respond, and you can win a Thunder Bay amethyst from the one featured in my videos. There will be no cost to you. I'll just get your shipping information and send it right out to you if you're the winner. All my videos will go up on YouTube, and we are pushing to get to the point on YouTube where we can have a backup page to go live, because again, we can't control what TikTok is going to do. We have no control over how it will come back if it does come back. But I have a mission. I have a mission from the divine to be here every day, no matter what platform I'm on. And so I need that backup plan through YouTube or wherever else to make sure I continue to complete my mission. Make sure I'm still here for y'all. So please follow me on that YouTube page. I'll make sure I put this replay up. Probably won't be posted till the morning because it'll take a little while. And I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for coming out. I was not expecting a great turnout tonight because I thought everybody was gonna be asleep. But maybe that's spirit signal for me to make some adjustments. Maybe that's spirit signal for me to make some course corrections. Because there was a point in time where under a different season, I thought I had the right time to be here. We're in a different season now. I'm different. The person who I am when I initially set that 5 p.m. time is different now. My whole DNA has changed because of the habits I've built that I've displayed on this channel. So maybe I need to make some adjustments to the time I come online too. I'll definitely explore it. And as I always say, I lead by example. I'm not going to tell y'all nothing I'm not willing to do myself for the betterment of the entire world, the entire universe, our collective. Because that's what it's all about. Ellie, I'm so sorry you're getting here late. I love you, Ellie. I'll make sure I put this whole replay up. I love you, Ellie. Thank you so much for the. I'm so sorry you got here late. You would have loved the message too, I promise you. But I am about to go ahead and shut down. Again, the replay will go up on YouTube. I love y'all. Peace and prosperity to everyone.